Another edition of Smart Chat. It's a little bit late, I know, but I want to just give you my thoughts on the Miami Dolphins draft, because I am a Dolphin fan and you are a Dolphin fan as well. I know it. Let's go Dolphins. Fins up. Some of the good that I liked from this year's draft is we added Devontae Parker to the corp. We lost some wide receivers, Wallace, Hartline, Brandon Gibson, but we got new fresh blood in Kenny Stills with Devontae Parker. The Dolphins wide receiving core, I think, is rebuilt. Stills a very dominant intermediate receiver, could run deep. And he could win the matchups, I think, on the outside. Landry's a little bit smaller, who wins underneath, and he could create yards after the catch. Listen, when you add in Parker, anytime you draw a comparison to the guy from the Bengals, A.J. Green, that's a good thing. Also like the drafting of Douglas. Let's face it, Dallas Thomas, Billy Turner, they're not going to cut it. I think Douglas is an answer at guard. Douglas is a beast, 6'4", 304. But he's considered a finesse left guard only, according to some reports. But I think he's better than what your options are. What I don't like is the Dolphins really we still have no solid perimeter cornerback. Bobby McCain, but he's 5'8" and 190. Are we going to win? I know we have a heavy zone defense, but are we going to win? Are we going to be able to win those matchups against the bigger receivers, beefy receivers, the more physical receivers? We have a huge roster of undersized cornerbacks, and they fit better in the slot than in the perimeter, so that's something to think about as well. I like the fact that we traded down in the second round. When there are no good players left on the board, at least something that your team does not like, what do? You trade. And why waste it on something that you don't like? There was a good run on linebackers before the Dolphins went on the clock at number 47 in that second round. We lost Kendricks, McKinney. These guys were all taken. Move down 5 spots. Move down to 52. I like that. But like I mentioned, we did pass on linebackers, but all the good ones we're gone. We could have had, I think, some answers, though. We lost Wheeler as one of them. But we do have Jenkins, to fill that gap. I don't know, kind of mixed. I was hoping that we could have gotten a linebacker. But we addressed the overall needs that the Dolphins had. We filled needs, which is, I think, important. Defensive tackle, guard. We got that cornerback, running back, wide receiver. All considered holes on the roster. And all those holes were filled over the course of the last weekend. And not only that, I think the Dolphins did it with players that fit their scheme. and I think they can contribute from an early part in their career. It's not really where it'll take time for them to fit that scheme. But again, the only thing that I would have liked that we would have addressed was linebacker. I get, that maybe the Dolphins really didn't like anyone that was available on the linebacker at that second round. Why draft someone that you don't like exactly? But I think all in all, this was a good draft. We addressed a lot of our needs. We signed actually where it is all our draft picks. So let's just see what happens. Love this year. I love the offseason. Love the draft. Let's go Dolphins.